Well, the federal government was it a duty to speed up the cleanup exercise in Ogoniland. Ogoniland and the entire Niger Delta deserve special attention in terms of social amenities and job creation for the youths. The government must also give back. The government must give back to the Niger Delta from the enormous wealth of the area. It is very, very important that the 13% derivation, part of it should go to the oil and gas producing communities, because the 9 oil producing states in Nigeria receive special allocation in Abuja every month. And so they must give back to the society, to the communities that produce the oil and gas in our country.
Similar to that is the PIA that has been given, just 3%.
No, the 3% is not sufficient.
It's also, even at 13%, what would you say? Is it sufficient?
No, my position is that for now, the 3% should be increased to 5%. But what is important is that part of the, not less than 5% of the 13% derivation for oil producing communities should go to the oil producing state should go to the communities that produce oil and gas in our country.
So by reason of what he said in-house there, in line with just the follow-up to the very outline that you just made, it appears as though that what the oil producing communities are receiving at the local government level, it appears as though they are not satisfied with the level of development that should be happening there. You are calling on the people to call their leaders and hold them to account.
Transparency.
What I'm saying is that currently, even you guys in the media, we only pay attention to the budget of the federal government. We must now pay attention to the annual budget of our states, as well as local governments. In particular, every month, we must insist that what goes to states and local government be announced. That was the practice in the past. We must know what goes to every local government, so that members of the community can go to the chairman and other officials to ask for account. But if you don't know what comes to your local government, there's no way you are likely to know what you are entitled to. For instance, to the best, in some months, there's no local government in the River State that ought to have received less than 500 million naira. Apart from payment of salaries of council workers, it's difficult to point to any development going on. So my position, and you guys in the media must help, every month, once the announcement is made in Abuja, we must know what goes to our state government. We must also know what goes to our local government. It's only with that knowledge that we can ask them to be accountable.
Okay, they are talking about oil resumption. Oil resumption in Ogoni. Oil resumption in Ogoni. Now, the oil companies, the international companies are divesting, going to the sea because they don't want to pay damages. Now they are saying oil should resume in Ogoni. Even the sea they are going, do you think that it's right for federal government to claim it owns the sea so that these oil companies can hide themselves here? And is it right for federal government to resume work in Ogoni?
I have said that the federal government will have to speed up the cleanup exercise. It's for the Ogoni people to decide when the government should come back. But the government must speed up the cleanup exercise. And that's the only way to encourage the people that the government is considering their own interest as opposed to the interest of oil companies.
So finally, the pardon given to the 9 and 13, is it enough? Or is it a bet?
It's not a bit. We have been demanding for justice in respect of the Ogoni 13. And what the government has done is to grant pardon to the convicted Ogoni 9. And as I did explain, exoneration is also included. Because if you believe that somebody committed no offense, the law also requires the president to pardon or the governor of a state. And that is what has happened in the case of Ken and the 8 Mosop leaders. With respect to the 13, we did make the point at Oputa, and the government has now accepted that instead of Ogoni 9, we should be talking of Ogoni 13, because the government of Nigeria, the military junta of Abacha, Sani Abacha, killed the 4 and killed the 9. Because as you're all aware, Ogoni land at that stage was militarized. So there was no way anybody could have been killed without the connivance of the task force headed by Paulo Kuchimo.
So when you say the government of Nigeria, specifically, what are they giving back to Nigeria? What should we
I have said, under Section 162 of the Constitution, there is 13% derivation given to states where mineral resources are produced. And I'm saying, if 13% derivation comes to River State, it's because of the oil community. My position is that not less than 5% should go to the oil producing community out of the 13% derivation.
Still on the Ogoni cleanup. We are talking about the Ogoni cleanup. There are allegations of missing funds, like the $30 million
that was paid to River State government.
How can the cleanup be done when this kind of situation happens? What do you have to say about this?
We have a duty to ask the government to account, because only Shell paid $1 billion. The federal government through the NNPC has not made its own contribution. We should demand for the contribution of the government. We should demand for investigation where allegations have been made of criminal diversion of part of the fund. We should also insist that the government should speed up the cleanup exercise, in the interest of the people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.